How was last night with the CPAP? I know I was woke up a couple times with air.
I can't help that. That's how that machine works.
I know, it's fine. Face the other way.
At night when we go to bed, I'm always facing her. But this little thing sits here now and says...
Yes. It's just constant. So I just scoot down, so then Trent's up here and I'm down here and I face that way. So now literally my feet, it's the first time it's ever happened in my life, my feet touch the footboard.
Tensions exploded during a seemingly normal family dinner on 7 Little Johnstons. And this time it was Anna who reached her breaking point. What started as a casual evening around the table quickly spiraled into one of the most uncomfortable confrontations fans have seen between Anna and her dad, Trent. The Johnston family is no stranger to heated discussions. Over the years, viewers have watched Trent try to guide his kids with tough love, firm opinions, and sometimes blunt humor. But during this particular dinner, his comments didn't land as jokes. Instead, they hit a nerve, especially with Anna. Sources close to the family say the tension had been building long before everyone sat down to eat. Anna has been fiercely focused on her independence lately, juggling work, personal growth, and carving out her own space away from her parents' shadow. While Trent has always claimed he wants his children to succeed, his protective instincts can sometimes come across as criticism. As plates were passed around the table, the conversation reportedly shifted toward responsibility and future plans. Trent began questioning Anna about her recent decisions, from work commitments to financial choices. At first, Anna tried to keep her composure. She responded calmly, explaining that she's handling things in her own way and learning as she goes. But Trent didn't back down. Witnesses say he pressed harder, implying that Anna still had a lot to prove and suggesting she wasn't taking certain responsibilities seriously enough. The tone of the room changed instantly. What may have been intended as fatherly concern quickly felt like public scrutiny. Anna's expression reportedly shifted from restrained patience to visible frustration. Family members at the table fell quiet. Even Amber appeared to sense that things were about to boil over. And then it happened. Anna snapped. She interrupted Trent mid-sentence, firmly telling him she was tired of feeling judged every time she tried to explain herself. Her voice wasn't screaming, but it was sharp, emotional, and filled with pent-up feelings. According to those present, she said she constantly feels compared to her siblings and that no matter what she does, it never seems good enough. The room froze. Trent, clearly caught off guard, tried to respond, but Anna continued. She expressed that she's grown tired of being questioned about every move she makes. She reminded him that she's an adult now and deserves trust instead of interrogation. For longtime viewers of 7 Little Johnstons, this moment felt different. Anna has often been portrayed as independent, but somewhat misunderstood within the family dynamic. Over the seasons, there have been subtle hints of her feeling like the odd one out, especially during family disagreements. Trent's reaction was a mix of defensiveness and disbelief. He insisted that his questions come from a place of love and guidance, not criticism. But the damage was done. The emotional intensity at the table had already shifted the mood from family bonding to emotional standoff. Amber attempted to calm the situation, encouraging both of them to lower their voices and listen to each other. But Anna wasn't ready to back down. She made it clear that this wasn't just about one dinner conversation. It was about years of feeling misunderstood. Family dinners on TLC reality shows are known for dramatic turns, but this felt deeply personal. There were no dramatic walk-offs or thrown plates, just raw emotion and uncomfortable honesty. One insider shared that Anna later admitted she had been holding those feelings in for a long time. She didn't plan to explode, but in that moment, she simply couldn't stay silent anymore. Trent, meanwhile, reportedly felt blindsided. He's always seen himself as a hands-on father who pushes his children to be strong and capable. to hear Anna describe his guidance, as pressure may have been hard for him to accept. The rest of the siblings remained mostly quiet during the exchange, likely unsure of how to respond. Some appeared sympathetic toward Anna, while others seemed surprised by the intensity of her reaction. What makes this clash especially significant is where Anna is in her life right now. She's been striving to build independence and confidence. Publicly challenging Trent at the dinner table marked a shift in their dynamic. It wasn't teenage rebellion, it was adult frustration. Fans online are already divided. Some believe Anna was justified in finally speaking her truth. Others feel Trent was simply doing his job as a concerned father. Social media discussions have highlighted how relatable the situation feels. Many viewers see their own family arguments reflected in that tense dinner scene. Despite the chaos, sources say the family didn't end the night in total silence. After some cooling off, there were quieter conversations behind closed doors. While no instant resolution occurred, both sides reportedly acknowledged that the discussion needed to happen. Moments like this are what keep viewers emotionally invested in Seven Little Johnstons. Beyond the humor and everyday life updates, the show captures the complexity of family relationships, especially as children grow into adults and redefine boundaries with their parents. Anna's outburst may have shocked Trent, but it also revealed a more vulnerable side of her. She isn't just the independent daughter trying to prove herself. She's someone craving validation and trust from her father. Whether this confrontation leads to lasting change remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, that dinner marked a turning point. Anna's voice was heard, loudly and unapologetically. And for the Johnston family, moving forward may require more listening and less lecturing. As tensions settle, viewers will be watching closely to see how Trent responds in future episodes. Will he soften his approach? Or will he stand firm in his belief that tough love is the only way? The fallout from that explosive dinner didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. In fact, the emotional aftershocks continued to ripple through the Johnston household long after Anna and Trent stepped away from the table. What viewers didn't initially see was just how deeply that confrontation affected both of them. Later that evening, Anna reportedly retreated to her room, overwhelmed and emotionally drained. According to insiders, she felt a mix of relief and guilt. Relief for finally speaking her mind, but guilt for doing it in front of the entire family. For years, she had tried to keep her frustrations contained, brushing off comments and choosing silence over confrontation. But this time, the pressure built too high. Meanwhile, Trent remained downstairs, replaying the argument in his head. As a father, he has always believed that pushing his kids prepares them for the real world. But hearing Anna say she felt constantly judged struck a nerve. It wasn't anger he felt, it was confusion. From his perspective, he was offering structure and accountability. From Anna's perspective, it felt like constant doubt. Amber eventually stepped in as the mediator behind the scenes. Sources say she privately spoke to both Anna and Trent separately. With Anna, she encouraged her to express herself calmly and reminded her that her voice matters, but so does delivery. With Trent, she reportedly suggested that his tone might sometimes overshadow his intentions. The next morning, the atmosphere in the house was noticeably tense. Simple greetings felt awkward. Eye contact was limited. Even the siblings seemed cautious, unsure whether to joke around or stay quiet. Family tension, like that, has a way of lingering in the air. What makes this situation more complex is Anna's long-standing journey toward independence. Over the years on Seven Little Johnstons, she has consistently tried to prove she can stand on her own 2 feet. From moving out to managing responsibilities, she has taken steps to build confidence. But every time her decisions are questioned, it reopens old insecurities. Insiders claim Anna later explained that it's not just about one comment or one dinner. It's the pattern. She feels that her mistakes are magnified more than her achievements. While her siblings also receive guidance, she perceives that her choices are more heavily scrutinized. Trent, on the other hand, reportedly worries that easing up might send the wrong message. He believes parenting doesn't stop just because a child becomes an adult. His fear is that too much freedom without feedback could lead to bigger problems down the line. In his mind, challenging Anna is part of protecting her. The heart of the issue seems to be miscommunication. Anna hears criticism where Trent intends concern. Trent hears defensiveness where Anna intends self-advocacy. And when both sides feel misunderstood, frustration escalates quickly. Later in the week, there was reportedly a more controlled conversation between father and daughter. No dinner table audience. No siblings watching. Just the two of them. Sources suggest Anna calmly explained that she wants advice, but not interrogation. She wants support, not suspicion. Trent, while still firm in his values, allegedly acknowledged that his delivery could use adjustment. He didn't fully agree with everything Anna said, but he listened. And in a family dynamic that's often loud and opinionated, listening can be a powerful step. Fans of TLC shows know that growth moments often come after breakdowns. This situation appears to be no different. The chaos at dinner may have been painful, but it forced a conversation that had been delayed for years. Some viewers believe this marks a turning point for Anna. Standing up to Trent in such a direct way signals maturity. It shows she's no longer willing to quietly accept narratives she disagrees with. Others argue that family respect requires patience and timing, and that public confrontations only deepen divides. What cannot be denied is the emotional honesty displayed. Reality television can sometimes exaggerate conflict, but those close to the family insist this moment was very real. There were no staged reactions, no scripted lines, just genuine emotions spilling over. The siblings, too, reportedly reflected on the incident. Some sympathized with Anna's frustration, quietly admitting they've occasionally felt similar pressure. Others understood Trent's stance, recognizing his desire to keep everyone accountable. In the days that followed, small gestures began to rebuild normalcy. Shared jokes resurfaced. Casual conversations returned. While the argument wasn't erased, it was acknowledged, and that acknowledgement matters. Family relationships evolve. Children grow into adults with their own perspectives, values, and boundaries. Parents must adjust, even when adjustment feels uncomfortable. For the Johnstons, this dinner blow-up may serve as a catalyst for that shift. Anna's emotional release wasn't just about frustration. It was about identity. She wants to be seen not as the daughter who needs correction, but as the woman who deserves trust. Trent's challenge moving forward will be finding a balance between guidance and respect. As upcoming episodes of 7 Little Johnstons unfold, viewers will likely witness the long-term impact of this clash. Will father and daughter emerge stronger, or will unresolved tension resurface in future disagreements? In the days following the confrontation, subtle shifts inside the Johnston home became impossible to ignore. While there were no dramatic ultimatums or emotional walkouts, the energy between Anna and Trent carried a different weight. Conversations were shorter. Responses were more measured. It was as if both were carefully choosing their words, aware of how quickly things had spiraled before. Anna reportedly threw herself into her routine, focusing on work and staying busy outside the house. According to those close to the family, she didn't want to be seen as moody or difficult after the dinner incident. Instead, she aimed to demonstrate maturity through action. But beneath that calm exterior, sources say she was still processing everything that had been said, especially the implication that she wasn't handling adulthood responsibly. For longtime viewers of 7 Little Johnstons, Anna's journey has often felt like a quiet uphill climb. While her siblings each have their own challenges, Anna has frequently been portrayed as the independent spirit who sometimes clashes with structure. That label, whether intentional or not, appears to have followed her into this latest disagreement. Trent, meanwhile, maintained his usual routine, but seemed more reflective than usual. Insiders claim he confided in Amber that hearing Anna describe his parenting as pressure forced him to reconsider certain habits. He didn't necessarily agree with her interpretation, but he couldn't dismiss the emotion behind it. Amber once again found herself balancing both sides. As someone who values family unity, she reportedly encouraged Trent to recognize that adult children require a different approach than teenagers. At the same time, she reminded Anna that independence doesn't mean shutting out constructive feedback. The most surprising development came when Anna initiated another conversation, this time not to argue, but to clarify. According to sources, she approached Trent calmly and explained that what hurt most wasn't the advice itself. It was the timing and tone. Being questioned in front of everyone made her feel exposed rather than supported. Trent listened more than he spoke. That alone marked a noticeable change. He reportedly admitted that he sometimes defaults to lecture mode without realizing how it sounds. For him, offering direct commentary feels efficient. For Anna, it can feel like criticism amplified. This ongoing tension highlights a universal challenge: how families redefine boundaries as children become adults. On reality television, those transitions are magnified. Cameras capture every raised eyebrow, every pause, every emotional glance. And on TLC, audiences witness the raw adjustments in real time. The siblings' perspectives also began to surface more openly. Some reportedly shared that they admired Anna for speaking up. It takes courage to challenge a parent, especially in a family known for strong personalities. Others admitted they understood Trent's desire to keep standards high. Interestingly, the argument sparked broader reflection within the household. Discussions about communication styles, personal space, and expectations became more common. While the initial dinner was chaotic, the aftermath encouraged dialogue that might not have happened otherwise. Anna's confidence appeared to grow subtly after standing her ground, not in a rebellious way, but in a self-assured manner. Sources suggest she felt lighter, as though years of bottled-up frustration had finally been released. Even if the delivery was imperfect, the honesty felt necessary. Trent, too, seemed to adapt in small but meaningful ways. During later conversations about responsibilities and plans, he reportedly asked questions differently, framing them as curiosity rather than correction. It wasn't a dramatic transformation, but it was noticeable. Of course, not every moment became harmonious overnight. There were still occasional tense exchanges. Old habits don't disappear instantly, but the tone had shifted. Both sides appeared more aware of how quickly misunderstandings could escalate. Fans watching this storyline unfold are seeing more than just a father-daughter clash. They're witnessing the evolution of authority into mutual respect. That process is rarely smooth. It's layered with pride, emotion, and deeply rooted roles that take time to adjust. Anna's stand at the dinner table may have looked like a sudden explosion, but those close to the family insist it was the result of long-standing feelings. Sometimes it takes one intense moment to reset dynamics that have been quietly straining for years. As upcoming episodes of 7 Little Johnstons continue, viewers will likely see whether this newfound awareness holds steady. Will Trent consistently soften his approach? Will Anna remain open to guidance without feeling attacked? For now, what remains clear is that the chaos at that dinner table wasn't meaningless drama. It exposed vulnerability on both sides. It challenged assumptions. And it forced a conversation about growth, not just for Anna, but for Trent as well. As the weeks moved forward, the emotional temperature inside the Johnston household slowly began to stabilize. but not without lingering tension beneath the surface. The explosive dinner argument had clearly shifted something fundamental between Anna and Trent. It wasn't just about disagreement anymore. It was about redefining respect. According to those close to the family, Anna became more intentional about asserting her independence. Instead of reacting defensively when questioned, she began calmly stating her boundaries up front. If a conversation started heading toward interrogation, she would gently redirect it. That subtle confidence signaled growth, not rebellion. For viewers of Seven Little Johnstons, this marks an important stage in Anna's evolution. Over the years, she's often been described as strong-willed and determined. But now, that determination appears more grounded. She's not just pushing back emotionally, she's communicating strategically. Trent, on the other hand, faced a quieter internal struggle. Being the family patriarch has always meant leading with authority. However, this incident forced him to confront the possibility that authority must evolve into partnership as children mature. Insiders say he began pausing more before offering opinions, a noticeable contrast from his previously immediate reactions. Amber continued playing a stabilizing role, but this time she reportedly encouraged Trent to let Anna make small mistakes without stepping in immediately. Growth, after all, often requires room to stumble. And for Anna, proving capability means being trusted with that space. One pivotal moment reportedly came during another family gathering, not a dramatic scene, but a subtle test of progress. When the topic of career planning resurfaced, Trent asked Anna about her goals in a noticeably softer tone. Instead of challenging her choices, he asked how he could support her plans. The shift didn't go unnoticed. Anna responded differently too. Rather than bracing for criticism, she explained her ideas with clarity and calmness. The conversation didn't erupt. It flowed. That alone felt like a victory. Family dynamics are rarely transformed overnight. Even on TLC, where emotional storylines are front and center, the real growth often happens in quieter exchanges. This wasn't about dramatic apologies or tearful reconciliations. It was about gradual adjustment. Sources say the siblings observed the change closely. Some expressed relief that the tension had eased. Others admitted the confrontation had prompted them to reflect on their own communication with their parents. In many ways, Anna's outburst created space for everyone to evaluate how they express frustration. What makes this chapter significant is the balance both Anna and Trent are attempting to strike. Anna wants autonomy without alienation. Trent wants involvement without overstepping. That middle ground can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, but it's necessary. There were still moments of friction. Old habits occasionally resurfaced, especially during stressful discussions. But instead of escalating immediately, both seemed more willing to pause. That pause, that brief moment of choosing words carefully, became the biggest sign of progress. Anna's confidence reportedly extended beyond family conversations. Friends noticed she seemed lighter, less burdened by the need to constantly defend herself. Speaking up at that chaotic dinner may have been messy, but it cleared emotional weight she had carried for years. Trent, too, appeared more reflective in private moments. According to insiders, he acknowledged that parenting adult children requires flexibility. Guidance must shift from instruction to mentorship, and mentorship requires listening as much as speaking. As future episodes of Seven Little Johnstons unfold, fans will likely continue to see subtle tests of this new dynamic. Real change isn't measured in a single apology, it's measured in consistent behavior over time. For Anna, the dinner blow-up was more than an emotional release. It was a declaration that she wants to be seen as capable, not constantly corrected. For Trent, it was a wake-up call that intention doesn't always match impact. Families evolve in phases. Childhood brings instruction. Adolescence brings resistance. Adulthood demands renegotiation. The Johnston family appears to be stepping into that renegotiation phase. Messy, honest, and necessary. While the chaos of that dinner made headlines among fans, the real story lies in what happened afterward. Two strong personalities learning to adjust. A father redefining leadership. A daughter claiming her voice without losing respect. The tension may never disappear entirely. Spirited discussions seem to be part of the Johnston DNA. But there is now an awareness that wasn't there before. And awareness changes everything. In an exclusive clip from the upcoming season premiere of 7 Little Johnstons, Trent Johnston reveals some devastating news about his health. He has white matter disease, a condition that normally impacts older people. White matter disease is basically dead brain tissue from a lack of oxygen. Johnston said in the episode, last season, Johnston underwent an MRI, and doctors suspected he might have had multiple sclerosis. He also learned that his brain resembles that of an 81-year-old, meaning the 49-year-old has experienced significant brain tissue loss. Johnston shared some insight into what may be causing his health troubles. His white matter disease is likely from years of not treating his sleep apnea properly. I have had some form of sleep apnea my entire life, and I have not been using a CPAP machine. He said in the clip, I felt like I was sleeping fine and waking up and living life and going to work and being productive at 48 years old and not treating my sleep apnea with a CPAP machine. This is definitely the contributing factor to white matter disease. White matter disease impacts axons, a type of nerve fiber that enables communication between the various regions in the brain, the Cleveland Clinic says. A myelin sheath, which looks white, covers these axons, giving them the name white matter. People with reduced blood flow to the white matter in their brain can develop white matter disease, where the tissue decreases and leads to neurological and cognitive problems, per Cleveland Clinic. It generally occurs in people 60 and older. White matter disease can cause a whole host of symptoms. Johnston's wife, Amber, said in the episode, the top 3 being memory loss, dizziness, and incontinence. Unfortunately, Trent Johnston learned that he can't regenerate his lost white matter. Dad can't get it back, Amber Johnston said, but Dad can prevent it from getting worse. The news has implications for the whole family. 2 of the Johnston children, Alex and Jonah, also have sleep apnea. I was feeling a little bit nervous for Dad about this whole white matter disease. Basically, like parts of his brain are basically dying, Alex Johnston said. Since Jonah and I have that same apnea, that made me nervous for myself and Jonah. The 3 plan to sleep with CPAP machines to prevent damage to their white matter. I'm an example of what can happen later. Trent Johnston said, people with the most common form of dwarfism, achondroplasia, like the Johnstons, often experience sleep apnea, the National Library of Medicine says. Sleep apnea is very prevalent in individuals with achondroplasia, Amber Johnston explained. Our head and our face, and just like where the sinuses are, everything is very dwarfed. It is smaller,